What's up everybody, Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video, and in this video we gotta break down some absolutely insane things. First we gotta talk about Tenz preferring the Phantom now over the Vandal, and he's gonna show us exactly how you just run and shoot and you still get tons of value, which is broken, and we're gonna break all that down. Then we're gonna talk about the new rating top 100 that came out and all the players who made the list, including some notable changes. And then last up we're gonna talk about potential new game modes and different things like that, so make sure you watch it to the end, but definitely go check out the GameLeap website right now if you want in-depth, up-to-date mechanical guides, weapon courses, videos that cover super in-depth and advanced topics that you won't find anywhere else. Do yourself a favor, go check it out right now. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now the first thing that we really gotta talk about is a stream where Tenz basically went into a rant about why now he chooses the Phantom over the Vandal, and it's gonna show us some really questionable things about just how accurate running and shooting is on the Phantom. But first, let's roll exactly what he says about why he likes the Phantom in this clip.
I don't know, I like the Phantom way better than the Vandal now. I've joined the dark side. Because one thing that you can do with the Phantom that you cannot do with the Vandal is this right here. Full running spray. Look at this. I can literally full run with the Phantom and it's pretty accurate. I discovered this recently, and
now we've covered running headshots on this channel before, but it looks so apparent when Tenz just breaks it down in this way. Look at how accurate he is from like those mid to close ranges, full sprinting, and this is really not the way that a game like Valorant that's supposed to be similar to CSGO, where you have to plant your feet and actually take your shots. Being able to run full sprint and still get value and kills, that seems a little bit broken. Now Tenz is actually gonna double down here and talk about just how overpowered this is, and he does state that he's actually gonna just abuse this until Riot fixes it in this clip, which I'm gonna roll right now.
This is literally why I use the Phantom now. Running spray plus there's a suppressor on it. I'm gonna start doing it. I'm not joking, by the way. I'm actually gonna start running spraying until Riot pulls their shit together and makes it so you shouldn't be able to running spray consistently. I feel like you should be able to running spray every like once in a while. I was playing against a pro team in a scrim. I shit you not, the 20 times I tried running spraying, every single time worked. Either I got like the one kill I needed, or I got like 2 kills accidentally. I have no clue how it works. I don't know. The gun literally shoots itself when you're running.
Now that's a pretty definitive stance by Tenz, saying that it's so powerful that he thinks that he could just abuse it and that Riot will be forced to act. Now he does acknowledge that some percentage of the time a running headshot has to occur, and we've talked about that on this channel, where when you're very inaccurate, there is going to be some small percentage of the time where you are going to hit these headshots and you're going to be able to kill an enemy when you're running, but it's happening way too much according to Tenz. He even states that he was up against a pro team and he was trying to run and spray, and he said the 20 times he tried it, it worked every single time, where he either got the kill he needed or ended up getting multiple kills, even more than he needed, and he says that that's just absolutely broken. Now as far as breaking down exactly what he means by how accurate it is, he's gonna break it down in this clip exactly what he means by the weapon is fairly accurate, and I'm gonna roll that for you here so you know exactly how this works.
I think it's the way the game works is sometimes your bullets just go a lot more compact, and especially when you're like super close range, if you're running spraying, especially with the Phantom, I didn't get it much with the Vandal personally, but with the Phantom, if it was like, I think it was like this 10 meters away, you just running spray. I'm trying to aim for like the middle, by the way, but you see how many bullets like kind of go up towards the head? There's only like 2 bullets that like stray away from the spots that I want to like actually I'm not shooting at, but like most of the bullets are going like in the general vicinity. Like that's really accurate for running, if you know what I mean. So if someone was like this close, for instance, I'm not kidding, running spray is actually good. And I don't think I would ever vouch for running spraying in my life, but I'm gonna start doing it now because It's too good not to use. It literally is tilting, and it's good.
Now, after watching this myself, I hopped in some free-for-alls and I wanted to try it. And honestly, you get so many kills just running onto an enemy or running across if you're from those medium to close ranges with the Phantom. It is absolutely ridiculous, but a lot of players in the past have stated that if you just stand your ground and you just hit your shot, you're going to be able to win that matchup. But if a player like Tenz, with his reaction speed and his ability, if he is stating that this is overpowered and he's at the highest level, then things are really looking bad. This is not just a noob strat, this is something that is actually ingrained into the entire fabric of the game. On top of that, before, a lot of players were seeing running headshots and Riot was just blaming it on, you know, ping. They were blaming it on that Pika's advantage to a certain extent that they couldn't fix, but that's really not the case. You're getting running headshotted because it's really easy to do. Your bullets naturally move up, like Tenz pointed out, and you're gonna get some headshots some percentage of the time, while moving in that way makes you very, very hard to shoot and shut down. Now, honestly, in my personal opinion, after all of this, I really do think that Riot should make it far more punishing for actually moving while shooting so that you can never get running headshot, because an enemy should have to turn a corner, perfectly counter strafe, and shoot you in the head. They shouldn't be able to swing a corner out and just fire as they run and kill you. That just doesn't really take any skill. It's very RNG based, and you don't want to have this random aspect into 1v1s, and if it's even good at the higher ranks and the higher levels, then it's just going to be dominant at the low levels, and if players start doing this more and more, you're just going to get running headshotted again and again. Now, luckily for us, this should be a pretty simple fix from Riot's point of view. All they have to do is tweak some numbers about inaccuracy while running, but as it stands, I really do think that this is actually overpowered. Go try for yourself in your games and in free-for-all, but definitely let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. And you know what? Just like Tenz, if Riot isn't going to change it right away, then just abuse it until they have to. Then we go to the next story that we got to break down. A tweet by Play Valorant actually released the new updated top 100 players in North America, and we get to look at a lot of the cool players and where they stand. Right now, there's no public leaderboard, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but we do get to see some up-and-coming players and some shifts and things like that, and just look at the system as a whole. Now, the legend himself, Doink Machine 97, yoinked Tenz's first place slot, and if you don't actually know who this is actually Poise, P-O-I-Z, not to be confused with Poised, and he's from SOR, an amateur team, and he's on the list at 1, 8, and 13, and he's probably a name that you should look out for because this guy's just dominating the ladder right now. Now, that being said, there's a lot of the known players on the top 100. You know, players like Tenz has 3 accounts. There's a lot of players, a lot of the usual players like regular pro players. Our resident GameLeap coach Tanner is now number 81, easy clap, and you can check out his in-depth VODs and guides on the GameLeap website, so definitely go check that out. But that being said, all this considered, things are a little bit strange on the list, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Asu, who hardly has played at all this season, he's mainly been grinding Apex, he made it onto the top 100 list and got ranked 38, even though he barely played at all. And Tenz, his main account remained in second place, even though he barely played on his main, only securing 1 win because the wait times were too long. On top of that, in the last drop, Wardell was top 10, but now he's off the entire list, even though he is the one that has grinded the most. He's grinded non-stop on his main, and he hasn't just lost and lost and lost. He's been winning a giant amount of his games and overperforming, but he actually dropped out of the top 100, so that's just a little bit strange. Now, really, essentially, there's just no transparency with this list, and it's hard to know how well players are doing, and it's hard to hyper-compare them when we don't know exactly how well they're doing or why they're moving. Essentially, what we need is hard ranks in Valorant, and I think that this would be great for a Radiant system where we get a hard number, but honestly, having a hard SR number, no matter what rank you are, would probably just be better for people's peace of mind. You get to see exactly how many points you go up and down, how many wins you are away, hypothetically, from a rank up. It's just nice, in my personal opinion, and I might just feel that way because I previously have played a lot of Overwatch, but I do like that system a lot better than getting like 3 greatly increases and not ranking up, and you were wondering why. Now, the last thing, though, is we just need an in-game leaderboard so we can stop getting the leaderboard leaderboard based on Twitter post announcements, maybe one that is constantly updated, but I'm sure that Riot is working on something like that, and this is just like constellation in the meantime, but it's something that we would really like, and I personally look forward to. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people are asking about when the patch is going to release, and sadly, the next patch is not going to be till December 8th. That is so long from now. I mean, it just feels that way. I mean, I know it's not that long, but it really feels like forever from now before we get any changes. But hopefully in the next patch 1.13, we do get some sizable changes, because the last patch didn't really have any changes and we skipped a patch date. So I hope it's pretty sizable with all this downtime. Now moving on to the last thing that we want to talk about. This was posted on the Valorant subreddit, and it was talking about a potential game mode or something that the community would like to see, and this player suggested gun game, which, if you don't know, this is a game mode in a lot of different games where you start with one weapon, usually the most powerful or OP weapon, and every time you get a kill, you change to another weapon until you go through the entire roster of weapons, and the person who gets a kill with the final weapon, they win the game. Now I think this would be an absolutely amazing idea for warming up with all the different weapons, and it would be incredibly fun. But personally, I just want a mode where I can instantly respawn and get back into the action. Not only that, but I would love some more game modes where you could drop in and drop out without having to play out an entire lobby. You could just drop in and players will already be in there, and you could just leave whenever you want. That would be incredibly cool. But I have to pose the question to you: what type of modes would you like to see in Valorant? What do you think really needs to be in Valorant to make the game complete? Or do you just want more customizability? Do you want a full-on aim arena inside the training room? Definitely let me know what you think about all that and what new modes you would want in the comments down below. But go check out the GameLeap website right now for up-to-date, in-depth guides, daily uploads. I mean, we push out so much content, so do yourself a favor. Go check it out in the links down below. But thank you so much for coming by. That's all I got for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and of course, until next time.